Good afternoon, it's Nerfcraft, and this is Dameon's level 8 upgrade.
Guys, I cannot wait to get this thing installed. Okay guys, as you can see, I have a nice new brushless system for Dameon. I cannot wait to get this power into him. I found this combo for $75, and you can get a bunch of different kV ratings on the motor for this price, but it comes with a 60 amp hobby wing quick run ESC for a brushless motor, and it comes with a Castle brushless motor. Like I said, you can get several kV. You can get, I think, like 5700, 6600, or 7700 kV. Just from what I saw on eBay, I went with 7700. That's a lot. But if I want crazy, unnecessary power on the street, this is what I'm going for. And you'll never guess what I want. So let's get this thing installed. Now I will tell you guys a little secret. I have opened these things already. I cannot wait to look at them. I just got back from vacation last night, or very late last night. I've been gone like almost 2 weeks. But here's the motor, which 7700 kV, 2.5 turns. Apparently it can only go up to 2S LiPo. I kind of would have thought it would have gone 3S, but it's pretty fast, so I'm not really too upset about that. I can always gear up for more speed, right? Got this nice foam in here too. I don't know, I'm probably going to be able to do something with this. Let's go ahead and move on to the ESC. Like I said, I've opened this before, so I kind of know what to expect. I think the first thing we're going to do is, I'm thinking, go ahead and screw in that Castle motor. Now, in my last upgrade, I got this transmission box. This is going to be the very first time that any motor gets screwed onto it. So, let's go ahead and install it. Alright, don't need to tighten up the screws all the way yet, because I am going to need to mesh the gears. But the next thing I can do is go ahead and put on the slipper clutch again with the spur gear. Now, for pinion gear, since I am using such a high kV motor, instead of using a 19-tooth pinion that comes with the Titan 12-turn motor, and instead of gearing up for speed, I'm going to gear down for torque and use this 12-tooth pinion gear. This is just an extra pinion gear that we had in our big old toolbox. So this is what I'm using. Now I can put the wheelie bar mount back on. Now I can reinstall the gear cover. With the motor installed, I can now move on to work on the ESC. The first thing I need to do is take it out and solder. I was about to say solder, but attach a connector to it. I'm not going to have to solder because I'm actually going to put on a power pole connector. I've now mounted the ESC and the switch, so I'm going to go ahead and put on that connector. With the connectors now installed, I can take the ESC wire. I'm going to tug it back this way so that I can push it behind the ESC. And now I can go ahead and plug it into channel 2 on the receiver box. Alright, now that the receiver box has been put back together, I can plug in the motor. But I need to figure out which way around the wires go because the colors are not the same. So I'm going to see if I can figure out which way to put them. Maybe the instruction manual will have some, maybe that can help me out. Okay, for plugging in the motor, I found this little chart right here, which shows you which side wire plugs into which color wire on the ESC. Although you can't really see it. But I plugged it in according to that chart, so hopefully it'll work. Anyway. I guess all that's really left to do now is to put on the wheels and tires. So let's go ahead and get those put on and we can now drive Dameon. Only thing really left to do now is to make sure that any calibrations that need to be done are done, and I make sure everything's set up and working smoothly. So I'm gonna see what needs to be done to make sure it's working properly, and then we'll take a look.
Alright, so first the instructions say to turn on the transmitter and make sure everything's adjusted. This is a fairly basic transmitter, so I'm just going to turn it on. And you've got the green indicator light saying it's on. So the next thing we need to do is hold the set button on the on the switch. It's just a button right behind the switch. And then while we're holding that, we need to turn on the ESC until the light starts to blink, and then release the button within 3 seconds. So holding the button, I'm trying anyway. Hold the button, turn it on. Alright, and it's flashing so we can let go. It's really annoying. Alright. So to set the throttle, we need to hold the throttle at neutral and then push the button, which the throttle's at neutral, so push the button. Beep once, hold the throttle down, like so, pull forward, push it again, and it should beep twice, like so. Push it all the way back, and it should beep again. 3 beeps. Alright, I think we're good. I got my sister from the Pony channel to help me out here, so we're going to turn on the transmitter again, turn on the truck. Alright, let's see this thing. There's steering and throttle. Woo! Whoa, strong brakes. About 50% backwards. That's nice. Guys, I cannot wait to take this thing out. I'm gonna go play with this and probably break something, but that was Dameon's level 8 upgrade.